Alright, so in this video, we're going to cover some of the basics of our channel and how to do some preliminary research before you actually get into your channel setup. The core concept you should be keeping in mind if you're new to this when creating your YouTube channel is to base your content around what people who are in the market for your services would be searching for and what they're interested in. You want to have relevant industry keywords in not only your videos and your content, but in the fundamentals of your channel, like your channel name if possible. Also your channel descriptions, your video tags. Those are some other places you could place relevant keywords. So we'll start with a real estate example, and I'm going to show you several different examples in this video, but keep in mind that this works for whatever industry you're in. The fundamental concepts of keyword research are the same, so just keep that in mind. Starting with real estate, we can search for living in Miami, which would be a good keyword that people would be searching if they're interested in living in Miami. And you would see videos from several different people. Not all of them are real estate agents, but smart real estate agents would be trying to rank for keywords like this and making videos around those. So you see this guy living in Miami, pros and cons after 20 years, and his entire channel is literally named living in Miami to be exactly congruent to what people would be searching for who need a real estate agent. And then he just has a ton of videos like this that people would be searching for and clicking on. They're interested about moving to Miami. And he even has his keywords like kind of slipped in throughout his description. So local Miami real estate agent, but also living in Miami. Definitely good to include those keywords in your descriptions. So when you're building out longer sentences, typing anything for your YouTube channel, just slipping in those SEO terms that will help your channel and videos rank higher in search results. Also in solar, if you search how to install solar panels, pretty competitive keyword, which we'll get into in a moment. But just as an example, this company has a very big video on how to install solar panels in the search results. And they have solar in their channel name. And their entire channel is based around frequently asked questions and what people would be searching for if they're curious about solar. So let's get into some actual keyword research and how to determine those keywords that work the best before we actually get into our channel setup. What you want to do is install the Keywords Everywhere Chrome extension that we talked about in the last video, but I'll show you how to set it up right now. You can also install it for Firefox if you use that, but I'm assuming most of you are on Chrome, so just hit install for Chrome. It's at keywordseverywhere.com, which I'll link below. Then you can go ahead and add to Chrome. I already have it, but it'll say add to Chrome right here. And then make sure it's pinned as well, so it's just a lot easier to use. You can go to your puzzle piece icon up here, and by default it'll be unpinned, but you want to make sure you pin it, and then it'll turn into a blue pin to show that it's pinned up here. So you can go ahead and check out everything that they have. We're not going to be using absolutely all of their features. We're going to be using definitely some tools that are paid. And don't worry, the paid tools are dirt cheap. Like the keywords are dirt cheap to analyze. You have to purchase some credits for them, but you can purchase like 100,000 credits for 100,000 keywords for $10, which I just went ahead and did. But by default, you won't have any of this information down here. And what you want to do is just go ahead and click onto it and click one of these, and then instead of showing a tutorial here, it will or instead of showing the tool here, it will show a button where it will take you to a tutorial on how to purchase those credits and set up your account on here. So go ahead and just start with 100,000 keywords for $10. That'll be perfectly fine. They'll last you a very long time, and they're again pretty dirt cheap, especially for someone who's not a power user and not an agency or anything like that. So next, you can go back to YouTube and begin analyzing some keywords. So we can start with, let's just throw a different keyword in here. Are solar panels worth it? And it'll give you some insights over here on the side, but really the number one thing we're going to be looking at is this volume and competition data. So once you search, it will tell you volume and competition data. So you're looking for something that has a pretty good high volume with a low competition. And this is on a scale of 0 to 1. So this is somewhere in the middle, maybe a little high. Ideally, we're looking at 0.1, 0.2 or lower. So this is definitely pretty high as far as something that might be worth investing time into. So just look for different things. I think there's a keyword that's a little bit less, which would be solar panels, advantages and disadvantages. There you go. That has 100 or 1,000 searches a month at 0.11 competition index. So pretty decent keyword there, right there. You might want to keep a note of that as you're going along. So as you're doing your keyword research, if you find something that you like, go ahead and copy this into a document and just make a list of maybe 5 to 10 beginning keywords that you can reference as you go on creating your channel. So what we're doing, if you're confused, is building a list of keywords to base our channel around. So our channel title, our channel description, and to give us video ideas for stuff that would work well on YouTube. You just want to have a perspective of what's working well in the industry before you actually go ahead and start creating videos. So that's what we're doing right here, just getting some ideas down. You can also go ahead and reverse engineer and spy on competitors to see how they're doing. So let's try to find a solar company. So I'll go back to how to install solar panels. There's this company that I found in the search results earlier. You can go into their video and keywords everywhere will pop up and show you a few things. So we'll give it a score. You want to find ideally something that has a pretty high score that you know is working well so that you can reverse engineer it and get as much value out of it as possible. This one has an okay score, but if you were to find something with a good score, then you can see all their tags, which are basically keywords and descriptors that people put in their videos as they upload them. And usually you wouldn't be able to see them, but with keywords everywhere, it will show you what tags they're using on their videos and the volume and competition for them too. So if you find someone, someone who's doing well, and you find keywords that are doing well on their videos, definitely a very good sign. You want to make note of them in your brainstorming document right here. Just as another example, I'm going to go back to our living in Miami real estate example. So living in Miami, honestly, pretty good keywords. So living in Miami, 5,400 searches a month, competition 0.07. So even if you're not directly in Miami, if you're around it, if you can service Miami, then this is would be a pretty good keyword to use. And then you can see all the similar ones right here. If you just like click up here, and then you might need to type a space or something, and then it will show a bunch of similar keywords like living in Miami, Florida, living in Miami Beach. You can find the best ones and make note of them in your brainstorming document. So again, if you're somewhere like, I just pull up this map randomly, I don't actually live here, so apologies, don't take it personally if I screw up any local details, but let's say you're in Santa Rosa, and you can go ahead and search living in Santa Rosa. Maybe you want to call your channel that, and it has a bit low search volume, maybe you're looking for something better. If you can service a bigger area, you can service any like San Francisco, Sacramento, then you can try that and see if that works any better. See if that's a better keyword to be promoting on your YouTube channel. So we have 2,900 searches a month, 0.09 competition, pretty good, and you might want to make note of that when you're creating your channel. So the idea is to look around, get creative with different keywords so you can find out what is working in your industry, get a great perspective and head start farther than anyone else who is not doing their due diligence and research before they're starting on YouTube. Alright, so I hope this video on some basic research was helpful, and see you in the next one.